So I woke up this morning and hopped out of bed, intending to spend another day of my life inside, streaming video games to my adoring fans. However, there was a problem. Me and my wife haven't been talking recently, and because of this unfortunate fact, I have not been served breakfast in 4 days. So I'm feeling slightly starved for the nutrition that breakfast can provide. So today I decided to seek out a healthy and tasty brunch from an outside source, the local StarBucks establishment. I got out of bed and briskly walked over to the closet where all of my gaming-related apparel is kept, swiftly managing to avoid a few clumps of cat shit that Jasper had left on the carpet as a sign of his love for me. Without even changing my underpants, I choose a vibrantly colored Super Street Fighter Alpha shirt, which, despite not fitting me very well anymore, is still one of the coolest shirts in my collection. Fast forward to a few minutes later, I was in my car excited to set off on the brief but relaxing journey, spending some of the time in the car contemplating what I was going to choose from the expansive menu that Starbucks offers to its patrons. Finally reaching the eatery, I walk in through the front doors and am instantly met with strange looks, and a feeling that I am not welcome in a place like this. Could these people potentially be judging me for my dress sense? Or the fact that my general look does not match that of the archetypal Starbucks aficionado? Or does my Street Fighter Alpha shirt signify to these hipsters that I haven't had sexual relations with anyone since Ronald Reagan was in office? Either way, my money is worth just as much as anyone else's. I approached the counter with the intention to order a caffeinated dessert drink because, let's be real, it's pretty much impossible to consider the shit that Starbucks peddles as coffee, and an almond croissant. However, when I stand behind the lone woman who's already in the line, she quickly turns 180 degrees and I shit you not looks me up and down and then scowls directly at me in a way that most people only do when they think someone can't see them doing it. Does this bitch really think I'm trying to hit on her in a Starbucks? Like for real? A place of business where people line up naturally to order and then receive their purchased goods. Anyway, I'm willing to let this silly little issue subside for now as I wait to order my meal. After a brief wait, one of the Starbucks employees emerged from the back room and begins sweeping the area in hopes of finding a customer to serve. We briefly lock eye contact and she naturally assumes that I am next in line. In a split second before I even have the chance to say anything, the woman who has looked at me with such vitriol prior had launched into a diatribe about how I was purposely trying to cut to the front of the line. Despite the fact that there is literally only 2 of us, so it's not much of a line, as well as the fact that I was literally just about to try and make it clear to the employee that I in fact wasn't next. Before I know it, and I'm not joking here, the spastic broad pulls out her Apple iPhone, Nissan Altima, fist, my asshole Pro, and begins shoving it in my face. Left with a strange situation to try and diffuse, I decide to cover my face with my hands, similar to how the men tried to conceal their identities on that Chris Hansen show from the 2000s. After realizing I could salvage this lighthearted and well-intentioned plan to start my day, I left the Starbucks and tried to leave. But as I fastened my seatbelt and began to drive away, was horrified to see that this silly cunt and followed me out of the establishment and was continuing to film me, even trying to film my car's number plate as if she had intentions of phoning the police. When I finally returned home, I was shocked to find my house almost completely empty, as both my wife and Jasper were both absent and all the furniture had been taken, except for the bed and my streaming setup. For some reason, Jasper's balls of dried cat shit were still there for some reason, but that's besides the point. In an attempt to investigate the strange disappearance of all of my shit, I took out my phone and to my surprise, I was inundated with messages and notifications. I decided to check Twitter to see what was causing such a hullabaloo, and to my shock, the video of me running out of the fucking Starbucks was posted all over the fucking internet. It turns out the dumb bitch who I had circumstantially bumped into only minutes prior was a social media influencer who had begun claiming that I had tried to inappropriately touch her in the line at fucking Starbucks. And what's worse, despite there being numerous eyewitnesses to validate the truth, Starbucks themselves released their CCTV footage of the situation, but only the part where I was seen vacating the premises.